Has Russia officially joined the Iran war after Trump's naval blockade? Tensions in the Middle East are rising after former U.S. President Donald Trump announced a naval blockade targeting Iranian ports. The move came after diplomatic negotiations between Iran and the United States collapsed in Islamabad. Shortly after the failed talks, Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov held a phone conversation with his Iranian counterpart Abbas Araghchi to discuss the escalating crisis. According to reports from Press TV, Iranian officials warned that what they described as provocative U.S. actions in the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz could lead to serious and dangerous consequences. They argued that such moves threaten not only regional stability but also global security. During the conversation, Lavrov strongly criticized the recent U.S. and Israeli strikes against Iran and urged Washington to demonstrate genuine commitment to diplomacy in order to restore stability in the region. Both foreign ministers emphasized the importance of continuing bilateral and multilateral consultations and making full use of diplomatic channels to achieve long-term peace and security. The development comes after Trump confirmed that the U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports officially began at 10:00 a.m. Eastern Time. Speaking to reporters, Trump said the goal of the blockade.
Mr. President, are another round of talks planned with Iran? And if so, will you send Vice President J.D. Vance with?
Well, he's done a good job, and Steve and Jared, they've all done a very good job. And I can tell you that we've been called by the other side. They'd like to make a deal very badly, very badly.
What was the sticking point over? You said it was over nuclear.
It was over nuclear, very similar, yeah, very good. I guess you're listening. It's over the fact that they will never have a nuclear weapon. Iran, you marking it down? Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. And we agreed to a lot of things, but they didn't agree to that. And I think they will agree to it. I'm almost sure of it. In fact, I am sure of it. If they don't agree, there's no deal. There'll never be a deal. Iran will not have a nuclear weapon, and we're going to get the dust back. We'll get it back either. We'll get it back from them or we'll take it.
Mr. President, as far as the naval blockade is concerned, what's the end game? Is it to force Iran back to the negotiating table? Is it to open up the strait so that gas prices ultimately come down?
Maybe everything. I mean, both of those things, certainly, and more. We can't let a country blackmail or extort the world, because that's what they're doing. They're really blackmailing the world. We're not going to let that happen. And you know, the amazing thing is, we don't, can you believe this? We don't use the strait. We don't need the strait. We have our own oil and gas, much more than we need. We have more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia. Think of this. We produce more. Saudi Arabia, and add Russia to it. Substantially more. And by next year, we'll have double that amount. So we don't need it, but the world needs it. And many ships are heading to our country right now as we speak, to load up with the best, really, I guess you could say, somebody said the best and sweetest. I don't know exactly what sweet is, but when it relates to oil, it's a good thing. But they're coming to our country right now. There are many boats coming to our country. Now, it could very well be this is going to be settled before that. We've been called this morning by the right people, the appropriate people, and they want to work a deal. They would like to work a deal.
Is it your anticipation, Mr. President, that other countries will assist in this effort to blockade Iran and those?
Yeah, other countries are going to also.
Which countries, sir?
We don't need other countries, frankly, but they've offered the services. We'll let it be known probably tomorrow.
Has the blockade started, sir?
Yeah, started 10 o'clock.
Blockade was to pressure Iran and prevent it from developing nuclear weapons. He stressed that the United States would not allow Iran to obtain nuclear arms and warned that if Tehran refused to comply, there would be no agreement. Trump also suggested that the blockade could serve multiple objectives, including forcing Iran back to negotiations and ensuring freedom of.
The bad news is that we have not reached an agreement, and I think that's bad news for Iran much more than it's bad news for the United States of America. So we go back to the United States having not come to an agreement. We've made very clear what our red lines are, what things we're willing to accommodate them on, and what things we're not willing to accommodate them on. And we've made that as clear as we possibly could, and they have chosen not to accept our terms. The simple fact is that we need to see an affirmative commitment that they will not seek a nuclear weapon, and they will not seek the tools that would enable them to quickly achieve a nuclear weapon. That is the core goal of the President of the United States, and that's what we've tried to achieve through these negotiations. Again, their nuclear program, such as it is, the enrichment facilities that they had before, they've been destroyed. But the simple question is, do we see a fundamental commitment of will for the Iranians not to develop a nuclear weapon, not just now, not just 2 years from now, but for the long term? We haven't seen that yet. We hope that we will.
War reparation and sanction relief and some other conditions. But I think that they want some unlawful demands. And also, our high-ranking officials, our delegations, said that we are ready for peace. We are ready for negotiation. We're attend in the negotiation with all experiences and all expertise and all experiences of the United States and the negotiation. We believe that if they avoid the unlawful demands and recognize our legitimate rights and interest, I think that the negotiation be success. And you know that the civilization cannot die. Civilization rooted and deep in the history.
Navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. Despite the tension, Trump indicated that communication channels remain open, claiming that Iranian representatives had reached out in an attempt to restart negotiations. However, the latest round of ceasefire discussions ended without a deal, raising concerns about what might happen when the current 2-week truce expires on April 22. U.S. officials say the key issue remains Iran's nuclear ambitions, insisting that Tehran must make a clear and long-term commitment not to pursue nuclear weapons. Iranian representatives, however, argue that they are open to diplomacy but reject what they call unlawful demands from Washington.